the room. Who do we have? Hi, Natasha. Hey, Aaron.
Big fan of Shannon. Huh?
What? You said what now?
Big fan of Shannon.
Are you now? Tell me more about it. Tell me more about it.
I'm her biggest fan.
I got some new earrings.
Oh, look at you. You got an earring queen for real. Oh, look at that. Okay. I'm gonna start playing It's Jingling Baby. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah,
that's a note.
Thank you,
that was a joint too back in the day. He made some jerky songs though, if you think about it. He kind of made some jerky songs. LL Cool J.
Actually, I probably should go a little understated since they got Blue in them.
Maya, happy Mother's Day, Maya. Because I know you're a mother.
Maya, my boo.
Mother.
Yo, when we get offline later, I'm gonna have to tell you about. I just left the job. I went up there to check on a project, and we got new people in, and needless to say, I might have to call my mom and be like, "So I told you I would work on your grandchild, but I might have to renege after today."
Happy Mother's Day, Maya.
Because I was like, thank you, Maya. Happy Mother's Day to all of you beautiful.
Makes you a renegger.
Man, listen, I about to try all of my patience. I had to go in the kitchen and grab a wooden spoon at work. I was like, look here, son, what we not going to do is
that. Do you ever feel like you're the mother of those
oh
people?
My goodness, you have no idea.
Hilarious.
Because even when I had asked, because I had even asked the mom, I was like, would you like me to go get him for you? And she was like, yes, please. I was like, oh, no, son, we're not about to do that. You're not about to act like that. Your mama should not have to keep saying this.
Hey, Sasha, how you doing? Sasha's in on the Facebook. Happy Mother's Day, Sasha.
Sasha, look, I wish you was in Get Vocal so we could tear it up.
Yeah, Sasha, come and get vocal. Yeah, I got a couple of questions for you, Sasha.
I do too, girl.
Yeah, no, Sasha's cool. She cool people.
Yo, I don't have no snacks, so I got to figure out what I'm gonna snack on.
They said I was just seeing that thing with Dr. Vibe, and she's Dr. Tachi said that the Jill Scott thing and Erykah Badu got 1 billion impressions.
They did.
I'm like, dang. So you know who got to be the next one?
Who?
Snoop Dogg versus Kirk Franklin.
Hush now.
Who wouldn't watch that one? Come on now. Yeah, 1 bill. No, 1 billion. Add some more zeros.
They got impressions between comments and views, and yeah, that was definitely love like incense.
Yeah. So, that's like, I mean, that was like, to me, that one was like such a no-brainer.
Yeah.
Those two. Oh, what about should they do Alicia Keys versus what's her name? That's the video. India Arie.
You know what? I would so be India Arie. That was my I am ready to love. I was totally. I mean, and everything about her is like
right
where I ebb and flow from anyway.
Yeah. But, her 5 songs. Wait, who got 5 songs? Talking about Alicia or
no? Because India Arie is current. Like she had that Worthy song. A Worthy. Actually, the album is called Worthy, but the song she had with David Banner. Listen.
What's up, Bobby? Yeah, I mean, NDRE has 5 hits at the most. I don't know if she even has 5 hits. She probably don't have. Now she has a lot of great songs, but I don't know about hits though. She don't have hits. Alicia Keys has more hits.
Keys Alicia Keys will be playing old stuff,
right?
Don't have anything current, and that's the problem.
So, are you getting compliments in the chat?
So yeah,
yeah.
I'm not arguing that she's not. Alicia dope. Don't get me wrong, but she's not. Only thing that's current about her is her natural.
She also writes for others. Yeah.
Yeah.
So who could Beyonce go up against? Who could Beyonce go up against? Who's on like Beyonce level? Because you know that would go bananas.
Who would go up against Beyonce and actually be on her level?
Yeah. I don't even know.
They're not even alive no more.
Yeah, I don't even think. I mean, I can't. Y'all put it out there. Like, I mean, who's a contemporary? I mean, if you're gonna go Lady Gaga versus Beyonce, I got Beyonce all day on that one. I don't even know who could go. Oh, what if they did? What's it? If you want to go white, Taylor Swift versus what's that country girl? No, wait, Taylor Swift is the country girl. What's that girl? The Kiss the Girl. Don't they like hate each other or something?
Come get your dog.
Because you know they're gonna get in on it too. It's gonna be
no. I didn't say come get in my bed. Get off of me.
Because you know it's gonna be next is gonna be Billy Ray Cyrus versus you know they're going to get in on it too. It's gonna be Billy Ray Cyrus versus I don't know, Kenny Chesney or something.
You are stupid.
They're gonna be like, well, you want some of this too, Tim McGraw.
Dumb.
You know, because look, Katy Perry or the other one. What's up, Kedra and Patricia A. Murray? Because you know, when they did the Kings of Comedy, and then all of a sudden it was the Latin Kings of Comedy, it was the Asian Kings of Comedy, it was the Trailer Trash Kings of Comedy. You know, it was like they was like, you know, they about to do it. It's gonna be all of a sudden it's gonna be Mick Jagger versus Paul McCartney. It's gonna be ain't no black people ain't gonna they're gonna just be like, all right, we got it from here, y'all.
I'm just done with it. But I would like to see Erica and Jill again. I could holy.
I mean, but they're gonna be doing the same songs though.
No, because they didn't play all of them, did they? In 2 hours?
I mean, I'm talking about as far as their smashes, yeah.
Oh, you ain't gotta play Smash. I mean, people just want to vibe. I mean, we get free concerts again. That's all that matters. I mean,
I want to hear. Okay, what about Jay-Z versus Nas? That'd be great.
I don't really care for either one of them. So
Nas? Yeah, I forgot you grew up in a convent.
You thought I what?
You grew up in a convent. I forgot. You wasn't. They didn't let you listen to.
You must have me call you the N-word. You to knock it off.
You don't like Nas? Nas is one of the in the top 5 greatest rappers ever.
Like them. I'm just. It's not my. That's not my.
Man, I would be all over that. And Nas.
I mean, I'm sure you would, and I'm not judging.
Nas would be.
That's here for that.
So you're not gonna because they're talking about Diddy versus hey Crystal, Diddy versus Dre, Dr. Dre. That man, you can't come on now. That's a great one. Diddy and Dre.
Okay.
Really? Man, you grew up sheltered, huh?
I mean, if I'm not interested in it, I'm just not interested in it.
Oh, so it got to be Donnie McClurkin versus what's that fool's name? Dietrich Haddon.
I'm not my best friends are into worship music like that. I only listen to it on GP just to know what's current, but I don't. That's not my. I like to listen to Black, Sabrina Claudio, of course Jill, her.
You didn't listen to no hip hop growing up?
I mean, I just listened to some Tupac.
Well, we can't. We need a Ouija board for that.
I mean, I would be right in there. We could actually do a Tupac versus.
If they were still alive, what would a Tupac and Biggie? That would be like bananas. That would destroy the internet. The internet would be blown up if they were still alive. That would be like.
I would be totally here for it.
I'm trying to think what two hip hop artists.
I'm gonna get my disclaimer now. I'm gonna be multitasking because if I see a pair of earrings on here that I want, I need to press sold. So I just want you to know, you have my undivided attention until a pair of earrings come on.
Okay. This would have a limited appeal. I would love to see Herbie Hancock versus Sergio Mendes. Okay. I mean, look, me, I have a broad music taste, so I mean, I'm open for all of it. So, you know, I mean, when you start talking Tim McGraw and Billy Ray Cyrus, then I gotta bow out. But as far as you know, I have a broad range of musical taste. So, I mean, like you know, they're gonna have Natasha. She want to see Shabba Ranks versus Super Cat. You know, that little the Caribbean flavor right there. So, but you know, they that'd be a good one. Are you stereotyping me? a little stereotyping. But hey, I'd be all over that. I would be over that. So, I mean, you know, there's a whole bunch of if I could curate it. If I could curate it, it'd be dope. It would be dope because I would have the best matchups. If I could just have whatever matchup I wanted, man, every week it'd be something fire. It'd be, but then, you know, you can't go too old because obviously they don't be knowing how to set up our Instagram. So, you know, you gotta, unless they have an assistant or something. You know, you can't go too old, unfortunately, unless they have, you know, assistants or something like that. So, but yeah, there's a lot of matchups left out there. So this is not to show you guys. We're gonna be starting in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Get on, sir.
Should we announce what we're gonna be doing with before the show, what we're going to be doing with Teddy P?
Nah, what you mean? I mean, you can announce whatever you want. You got to do all the legwork.
That's fine. I want a Teddy P offspring, so we're going to make that happen. Teddy P's happy, boy. He's like, he likes this deal. He's excited. He's like, okay, sign me up. So you're going to have a happier dog.
Oh, he's pretty happy.
And you know what? I'm gonna make sure that wherever his kids go to, that he's gonna have at least some Skype or Zoom time with his kids once a week. You know, I don't want him to be an absentee dad.
Hi, my Stephanie.
Stephanie.
Hi, my boo.
Happy Mother's Day belated to you, Stephanie. She's a mother as well. She's a mom. You're a mom too.
Who are you talking to?
You. Teddy.
I know. I show up when I can. Why are you acting scary right now?
All right, we're gonna start in a few 3 minutes. So the topic is, when should you bail out of a relationship? So we will get into that. Strike one. Uh-oh.
Man, listen. That's one finger.
Well, you are, well, I'll get into it during the show.
Don't use me as your little experimentation project on the show. You ain't slick.
No, it's always with love and it's always with respect. Can a man be an alpha male with no car? If he lives in New York, yeah. In LA, it's kind of hard not to be.
Man, listen. Try it if you want
to. Yeah, I guess you can be. Look, it's tough, man.
Hey,
D. But yeah, it depends. You got to define what do you think an alpha male is, because a lot of people will attribute things to alpha male-ism that I would say is not alpha male.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you be an alpha male and you don't take care of your kids?
It's been a day. I don't know if good.
If you don't take care of your children, are you an alpha male?
You don't take care of your children, bro.
I take care of my kid.
No, you don't.
My kid wants for nothing.
Yeah, because of his mama. That day.
See, I selected one for that reason, so that's taking care of him. I selected a mother that is gonna take care of her. So see, can a brother get credit for that?
Good for nothing type of father.
Hilarious. Can you be an alpha? Can you be an alpha male? Okay, let's get started. All right, hitting the button.
We're gonna talk about your lives.
Hello and welcome to an all-new episode of Men and Women Talk, the Mars Venus Show. I am one of your hosts, Kente, all the way live from Los Angeles, California, and I'm so happy to be here. This is episode number 156. I am joined by my wonderful, beautiful, talented co-host, the one and only Shannon. How you doing, Shannon?
Hello. I am good. Glad to see you all the way from Key West, Florida.
Yes. And shout out to all the mothers out there. Yesterday was Mother's Day. I see a couple of mothers in our chat room. LA, Maya, Stephanie. If I forgot any mothers, Kedra is out there. If I forgot Sasha, if I forgot any mothers, please forgive me. You only get one. And I'm so blessed to have my mother still, and I love her dearly. And so we had a nice day yesterday. So shout out to all the mothers.
But even those that are not just celebrating Mother's Day, there are those that aren't celebrating for many reasons. Those who have miscarried, who are dealing with abortions, who have lost their own mothers, who are estranged from their mothers, who are estranged from their children. And even just the roller coaster of emotions that we've been on between the loss of Andre Harrell and Betty Wright and Little Richie, and who died today?
I posted on my Facebook that, that's some true stuff that they die in threes.
It's more than three.
Yeah, well, three that I can think of right now.
The guy from Seinfeld died.
Yeah, but that's a whole other grouping. He ain't Jerry Stiller is I don't count him.
No, but what I'm saying is we can't catch a break in 2020. And not to mention, then you have Ahmaud Arbery, Sean Reed, Breonna Taylor, and there's not threes because I think yesterday's count I was up to 6. But those are the ones that come to my remembrance at this moment. we hold space and room for all of those people as well, because we can't catch a break. And the countless lives that were lost due to this pandemic of COVID-19. There's some heavy hitters right these days. And yes, thank you, Steph. And I don't know his name off the top of my head. I saw that article circulating for about a week now.
Wow.
Or at least a couple of days. It's very, very sad.
Very, very much so sad. And a lot of us, we've lost people in our families, and it's just been 2020 sucks, man. 2020, I'm hopefully 2021 will be way better, and we still got 7 months left of this year.
How about 6 of those months of hurricane season? How about that?
Wow, man. Yeah, not cool. It's here the weather's been beautiful. It's very nice. This Friday there's supposed to be phase 2, so more things will become available and stuff like that. I'll be trying to get my hair cut again, so it makes me appreciate my my people even much more. So, but you've kept yourself together pretty nicely during all of this. So you do your own grooming and all that stuff.
You do my dog.
No, I didn't say that. You do your own your own beautician.
I go to Banfield Hospital every 4 weeks to get
you get your nails clipped, and that's why you got such a shiny coat.
Look, I'm not doing this with you. I do my own grooming. Thank you very much. Personal hygiene is very important.
Mm-hmm.
But it don't require much, and a head wrap will work a wonder.
Mm-hmm.
And everything can be cured with a nice, colorful outfit and colorful earrings.
Mm-hmm.
Exhibit A.
Mm. So. No, you look the same as always. I mean, at that same level of. You don't look shabby right now during all of this. You don't look like there's a pandemic. Whereas some of us look like
trying to get QB in this piece.
Some of us look like we're on that island that Tom Hanks was on in that movie. So yeah.
Hard out there for the put together person, telling you.
Yeah.
But I also would work every day, so I don't really have no choice but to look like I got something put together.
Yeah. So kudos to you for keeping it classy. All right. So today's topic is, when should you bail out of a relationship? And a lot of us have had to think about this in our own lives, where we felt like, some people have skipped getting properly dressed altogether. Yeah. So we've had to think about this. We're in a relationship. We are starting to feel like we're not getting out of it what we want.
Right.
So you're thinking like, okay, there's a point where you go, if I add work to this, will I get to a place where I'm happy, or should I just cut my losses and get the hell up out of there? Now, I'll be honest with you. When I was much younger, I had I would pull the eject button pretty fast.
Yeah.
Like I was pretty good for that. Is just hitting that eject button, getting the hell up out of there. And then, probably faster than I should have, whatever. Right. Some of us do that. And then there's other times where I hung in there way too long, and the crazy thing is, it's like putting good money with bad. It's like, it's just like, all right, I'm gonna just hang in there. Hopefully it's gonna work out. I'm gonna tell you one of the worst mistakes I've made in a relationship.
What is that? Was
hoping that a trip with that significant person could help the situation.
Okay. Did you pay for this trip?
Oh yeah. Yeah. People
wasted your time, wasted your expectations.
It would have been a lot better if I just took that money and threw it in the furnace.
Listen,
Oh my god. That is, I don't even know. Like, I'm a smart guy. I don't even know why I thought that was a good idea. That sounds like a good idea to a dummy.
Because you was thinking with some parts that you shouldn't have been thinking with.
Man, I don't know, man. We went on this trip, and it was a long trip. It wasn't a short trip.
Oh yeah, I bet.
I won't even say how long it was because it's kind of embarrassing to even say it right now. And it was, let's just say it was multiple weeks. And it was multiple weeks of torture. It started out like the first day was good. The first day was cool, right? And I was like, okay, this is a good idea. And then it was like day 2 was like, oh my God, I got to spend the rest. And then, it was almost where I almost left my own trip. I almost said, fuck it. Right?
Yeah, don't do that to yourself.
And we stayed together the excruciating time during this trip. And it was not a good idea. So, and then we broke up right after the trip. Really, it was kind of during the trip, but officially afterwards. Shows you how dumb I was. We gave it one more shot. Smart, right?
No, not really.
No, it wasn't. But there was a short-lived shot, and that was it. That was 100% it. So okay. So I've experienced this where I felt like it should be over, right? And it's almost like you're just like a wounded animal that needs to be put down. That's how the relationship feels. You just feel like one of us should just do it, should just take the cyanide capsule and just kill it, right? But it's almost like one is waiting. Hey, what's up, Mary? It's almost like one of us is waiting to do it, right?
Right.
So I had this one situation where it's not going well, the relationship is bad. And so I finally say, you know what? I'm going to be I'm the man. I'm going to do the right thing. So I just said, let's call it quits, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very calmly. Did the whole, when it's serious, when you grab the person by their 2 hands and you look them in the eye, I did one of those, right?
Oh, you was at church. You look at your neighbor and the corners of the eyeball.
And then she cried. She's like, you want to break up? And I'm like, don't you? Like, this is terrible. She was like mad. She's like, you want to break up? I'm like, yes. I'm like, it felt mutual. Apparently, it was. So, I guess, we didn't stay together. So,
I wouldn't stay together either.
No, but I was shocked. I thought she was going to be like, yeah, you're right. I did not expect tears and sadness, but it just shows how special of a guy I am. But that's not the point, right? So
what's the point?
Okay, it was the point, but it was the point. All right. I'm special. Okay. I just wanted to point it out to the audience.
I mean, get to the point already, bruh.
I did. That was the point. I just wanted to reiterate to our adoring audience that how special I am. But
okay, so can we have this real honest, frank conversation about throwing in the towel? What if you throw it in? Because Stephanie said before we even started recording, strike one.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and someone else had posted this on Facebook today, and it was like something about relationships and why is it that relationships aren't lasting?
Right.
And so I said, that's a bit and piece of what we're going to be talking about on our podcast tonight. I said, but my Cliff Notes version is the obvious answers. We are a very fast food environment and not a crock pot mentality. And we want to getting to know someone has been put on the bench, and what's more important is getting in someone's bed. Um, and then those misplaced expectations get you every single time. And then, of course, the representative syndrome. People showing up being something that they're not, expecting you to fall in love, and you fall in love, and then they show you their real self, and you like, oh, I don't like your real self. Your real self ugly, and we can't be together.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's a catastrophe.
Okay, let me say that I love that representative syndrome. What's up, Kiana?
Thank you.
I love that. Right. I'm gonna say something that. Wait, if they get one strike, they will get 3. So just cut them off at the gate. Stephanie.
That's what I'm talking about.
Geez, Stephanie.
Then they can't.
Okay. Imposter syndrome, or I'm sorry, representative syndrome. When you meet the representative, do we really give a place to where people can be themselves?
Oh, absolutely. Now I can't speak for everybody else.
Like, do some people kind of put out a situation where you're gonna lead somebody? I'm not saying they're right. I'm just saying, like, some people kind of invite, by the way that they are, people to play games and to be that way. Not to say that those people are right, but I'm just saying, like, do we have our own, like, I feel like sometimes you got to create a culture for people to feel comfortable to be themselves or to do what they're supposed to do or whatever. Not saying it's right or whatever like that. It's up to each person to operate with their own integrity, no games. Yeah. But do we create a culture of allowing people to be themselves?
Okay, so short answer is yes and no. Breakdown of that short answer. I think no. I'll start with no, because no is probably the easier answer.
Mm-hmm.
No, because we live in a culture where people are pretentious and surface and shallow and worldly. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what your strokes are. However, there are people who want to be their authentic self and whole, healthy relationships who give people space to be themselves as well. And they are dealing with people who are still stuck in shallow, pretentious, and surface level thinking, because that's what they've been conditioned to do in other relationships, situationships, or whatever you call them. And so, yes and no. Because I think that sometimes broken people and whole people hook up. And for many different reasons, they don't work out because they're on 2 different playing fields. But somebody had posted, you could be a part of the same organization, go to the same church, this, that, and still be unequally yoked for the purpose that God has for your life with another person, not fitting that. So, I mean, sometimes what we attract and what we're attracted to is not what our purpose requires.
I don't know. It's like, if you keep attracting low lives, right? Is there maybe some sort of low life stench or pheromones you're giving off? I mean, that's something to think about, right? I don't want to offend anybody, but but maybe that could be it. Or what is it that attracts low lives to you? I'm talking not you. I'm just talking about people in general.
I was like, that was me clutching my.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, oh, y'all need to watch out for the low life. I think we have to consider several things.
Mm-hmm.
Light doesn't just attract light. Light also attracts darkness. And so, why I said what I said earlier about what you're attracted to and what you attract, you have to consider those things. Yes, you may be the common denominator, but your attraction might be something you need to take into consideration, or what you attract. And so you have to consider those things. You have to break that down. I don't think that a person is always at fault for who they attract, but I think if you've done the work, the healing work, the light work, the process of elimination from yourself, you can eliminate engagement because you can't be at fault for who is attracted to you or who chooses to approach you, but you are responsible for what you entertain.
Right.
And what you allow to be an engagement factor.
Right.
So we sometimes give way too much energy to things and people and places that have expired in our lives.
Right.
Or don't have any money to put in the meter to begin with.
True.
You got to pay to park here, bruh. You got to pay to park here, sis.
Okay, so I want to once again go back to that representative syndrome you were talking about when it comes to, okay, so you date somebody because you believe there's something else. Then after you start dating them, you realize, because you can only pretend but for so long, right? Mm-hmm. Once you start dating them, you realize they're not what their ad said they were, right? Okay. So then now you have to decide, do you feel like you've been hoodwinked, led astray, run amok, or or should you kind of like what you see, even though it started out, suspect, so then you got to decide, like, is that enough for me to go, okay, let me throw the baby out with the bathwater? If a man lies about having a car, lie by omission, is that a strike? And he's over 40.
Okay, so I was just at work talking about deception by omission. Not only is it a lie, it's a thinking error. Shout out to my work as a juvenile detention officer. Deception by omission is a thinking error. And so what causes you to think that this behavior is okay? And if you feel comfortable to deceive me in this manner, what else would you deceive me about? So confront the issue. If you think he has some credibility to himself, which that's real rich, being that he's deceptive. But I might have to go on and give him a straight for that, because we too old to be playing these games, lying about having a car. Like,
but she said it's a lie by omission. That's different.
By omission is still a lie.
Wait a minute. I'm supposed to be like, hello, Stephanie, I'm Joe, and I have no car.
Okay, you also not supposed to be going around talking about, hey, by the way, I'm a murderer. Now, I just stockpile bodies for a living and I'm not a mortician. Like, I'm going to need you to tell me things like this and then give me permission. I may want to be able to murder.
Wait a minute.
I may have some deviance. I may want to, maybe I got an additional car that I could sell you because you just didn't know chips. I don't know your story, your struggle. If you're not in New York catching the subway, the bus, the train, the plane, or whatever, and you living in LA, which you already said that struggle, you need to have a car. Yes, I just gave a one-syllable word, 3. You tripping. So your 40-year-old behind, trying to be a rapper.
He was sexually fluid. Yeah.
Need to not be so deceptive. And that's on both sides of the coin. Men and women who use deception as a way to engage people for relationships ought not be in relationships.
But okay, my thing is like this. So, all right. So a guy goes on a date with Stephanie. He's supposed to be like, on the first date, he's supposed to be like, I just want you to know, I have no car. I have 4 kids. I have, from a previous situation. I mean, like, what are you supposed to say? Like, at what point do you
look at things from a perspective of, if I came with all, if you had it all, like a running, what are those billboard? If you had a running billboard on your forehead in front of every person that you were meeting with the expectation, would you be okay with what was presented? That's the same thing in conversation. If I know that these are your deal breakers, I'm not going to try to deceive you and get you to fall in love with me. And then 2 years later, you find out, I got a car, but I'm actually a driver for somebody. It ain't really mine. I drop it off every night when I drop them off at work, and I'll Uber home. Like, don't be that person. Don't get yourself in such a bind or a investigation discovery that we looking you up and checking you out and following you home because things just aren't adding up, because you can only keep up that facade for so long. The true you is eventually going to spill out, because that's just right rule and rhythm. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So who you are is going to come out. That outpouring is just going to bubble over at some point, or things are just going to start or stop making sense. Please tell me you don't have a car. That may not be my deal breaker. But if you are willingly deceiving me of that information, why?
I mean, I don't know why you had to open with my name is Kente. I have no car.
I didn't say open with it, but in conversation at some point, not after we didn't got to, oh, yes, will you marry me? But at some point, you do need to say, I don't have a car. You know, I live with my mother. I don't have a job. Like, you don't have to lead with that. But there is an expectation of bringing something other than yourself, your vagina, or your penis to the table. And that's just reality.
Do I have a car? I just bought a brand new car.
Like,
I posted it on Facebook.
You may say, I don't have a car, but I do own a scooter, or I bike, or whatever the case may be. But at least be honest about that, because the only one carrying shame in that moment is you.
But if I didn't have a car?
If you're deceiving me by not telling me,
there has to be
a level of shame in that if you don't want to tell me that you don't have a car.
If I didn't have a car, I mean, me personally, I would be like, I ain't got a car. But, you know, I don't know if I'd lead with it, though.
Personally. But people do that. That's just like I was in a group when someone had posted, not her story, someone else's. Somebody was talking to this guy, and, you know, their text conversation was seemingly good. She got a call from a private number, and it was somebody from ETV doing a segment on finding love after lockup. She did not know this guy was texting her from prison.
Yeah, that's an omission. I mean, you should lead with, by the way, baby, I'm in jail. That's something you should start off with.
But after she engaged the person, and the person got uncomfortable and was like, okay, well, let me reach back out to him. He texted her and said, baby, can we talk? You a day late and $1 short on telling me that you've been locked up, bruh. And we doing all this conversation. Like, this is not about to happen. The conversing has got to stop. You need to be honest and authentic about who you are. And I know sometimes we're judgmental.
Hell yeah, y'all some judgmental.
I know sometimes we are condescending, but at the end of the day, and this is just me, again, we speaking on personal levels, not general, not for everyone else. I do not represent the Oompa Loompa coalition, but for myself, if you tell me who you are, you give me permission to choose if I want to accept that or not. Mm-hmm. But when you take away my right to choose you by being deceptive, oh, you're dead.
Okay, let me first clarify. I am not raving the banner for lying to people. Okay, so I don't want that to come off like I'm saying to lie. I'm just saying, what is omission? Like, let's describe what omission is. And I want to give a shout out to brother Andrew Crawley. We got to have him back on the show, by the way. He be hitting that hot fire. Actually, you know what? If you're down, if you can come next Monday, we'll come up with a great topic. I'd love to have you back on. But anyway, okay, so I get it. Okay, certain things like if let's say you got HIV or COVID-19, you want to say that pretty early in the situation. If you weren't born a man or a woman, you should definitely let somebody know, early on in the situation so that they won't. So I agree. I 100% agree with that.
But I think at some point you've engaged them at least to some degree, like over the phone, via the face. And of course, if it's something simple like, oh, I just met you at the grocery store, I asked to exchange numbers, and by the way, can I take you out for coffee? And then we haven't even had a conversation. And so we're just getting those conversations in over our lattes or whatever we having. That's different. But if I'm engaging you over the phone and we're having deep conversations and kiki, ha, 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 whatever until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and we haven't covered these bases, you got 4 kids and 3 baby mamas stashed in Shopko somewhere or the Kmart Blue Special, and you ain't told me, but then you want to go out on a date and spend forever with me? Nah, bro, that's not going to work.
Well,
I'm single. Hello. And thank you.
No, I look, I agree with you. But okay, so those are red flags. And red flags.
Hi, Ryan.
Once you start, what's up, Ryan? Once you start seeing red flags, I would suggest you do bail out of a situation. So let's talk about reasons why people would bail out. We talked about omission, omitting certain things. And to be honest with you, I'm not cool with it either, right? Somebody's sexuality.
Child, like on Love is Blind, and I think LA is the one that mentioned that. Like, there's nothing wrong with your sexuality being fluid, you being bisexual, you being trisexual, you being asexual, you being homosexual, being whatever, all the sexuals. You can be whatever you want to be. I mean, you want to be a pretzel, be a pretzel. Bend it like it. But again, it's about giving someone permission, giving someone consent, giving someone a room, space, and time to say, I'm with that. I can dig it. Not, oh, I didn't dig the hell up out of you. And now that I know that you like both of us.
Do you gotta confess
it's not
all your sins?
It's not a confession, and don't look at it as a sin. See, that's the problem. That's why I said the shame wasn't on the person who was deceptive, that got the deception. The shame is on the person who deceived. He had shame that he needed to unpack. The point I'm making is there are people that are with that, but you've got to be open and upfront and be vulnerable. It's a risk.
If a dude is 45, if a dude is 45, right, and we'll say 25 years ago, so he would have been what? No, that's too young. 20 years ago, he would have been what, 25?
Yep, 25.
25, he had one drunk encounter with a dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like it, whatever. Do you want to hear about that? If he's dating you now?
So a drunken encounter.
Right. No, this was on Insecure. Hilarious. I've never watched this show.
I want to, and shout out to all the people who are serious about dating with intentionality. Mm-hmm. For all the people who are purpose-minded, for all the people who are goal-minded, longevity-minded, ministry-minded, marriage-minded, whatever the minded is. For all those that just want some bed and head, I support you too. But that ain't what this is. So if I am trying to get with somebody because I want the long-term effect and I want to spend my life with this person, there are some things we are going to have to unpack. It's not going to be comfortable. We're not meant to be comfortable in this moment. We're meant to be transparent and honest and vulnerable, because the reality is if you can't accept me when the shit hit the fan, you don't deserve to have me when the success hits the top. So you have to be able to say, this is who I am, cut me open, let me see what you got on the inside, because this junk really matters to me, because I'm loving you, because you got to love all the stuff that come with me, the stars and the stars, the flaws and the nulls. And if you don't, that's okay. Mm-hmm. That's called acceptance for me. And if you don't accept it, then we don't have to be together.
So, but I'm like this, should a guy, we'll say guys, because generally women don't have that issue generally. Not saying it don't, because I already know they're gonna be the police in the audience. They're gonna say no, women too. But if a guy 20 years ago messed with a ding dong and he's ashamed of it or whatever, he doesn't want to talk about it or whatever, huh?
Don't talk so much. Be on my side.
All right, that's what's up. So 20 years ago, he wants to just put it past him. Is that a lie of omission?
If he doesn't share this information?
Yeah, he did it. It was one night. He regrets it. He don't even want to talk about it. It's something that he's just put out of his head.
For me, everything is about mere motive and pure of heart.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that it's uncomfortable for you, but what's going to be uncomfortable for me is when it comes back around. Because what's done in the dark usually comes to the light in your good relationship if you're trying to hide some stuff.
But it may not be hide. It may be, I did it that one time, and
that's going back to even the conversation about, okay, so I only killed somebody once.
Depending on the consequences of that one time. No, I mean, it happened, and he moved on.
But why wouldn't you want to share that with somebody that you're about to spend your forever with?
Are you going to share every sexual encounter you've had?
I mean, if he asks, he can find out. Because what I'm not going to do is allow somebody else to come into my relationship at a picnic, a barbecue, a graduation, the Macy's Day Parade, and be like, oh, and by the way, I hit that. And my man is going to be like, yeah, I know. And you ain't got much to be hidden. So
I ain't telling nobody nothing. Hilarious. No, I mean, look, I'm with it. I'm not against a woman feeling some kind of way about that, but somebody got to play the devil's advocate. So, but I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. When it comes to the mission, I guess if she asks you directly, have you ever bit a pillow?
Yeah, and that's what's important.
Have you ever bit a pillow? And he says nah, and then you find out it's not true, then I agree. But I don't know, man. If it was one drunken night, but honestly, I don't believe that whole. I've been drunk before. I ain't never messed with the salami, so so I think you wanted that, like it wasn't the alcohol. That was your,
You'd be surprised at what people do, and that ain't my business to judge. But if you are with me and you don't give me the right to choose, big problem.
Okay, so that's one reason why somebody's sexual past, and it could be a sexual past, like another sexual past could be that you would, if he has the Rona, hilarious. If the person was prolific in their past sex life, that could be something where you may not want to be with that person.
Yeah.
So I feel like women. It's funny. Steph is about to say something different than what I'm gonna say. Men tend to like less experience more, and women tend to like their men to be more experienced. 10, not 100%. Before I get these police try to jump on me, right?
Ain't nobody talking to you, bro. Get your point across, though.
So, but okay. So sometimes that could mess up a relationship when you find out how prolific your partner has been in their past sexually, right? I remember we did a show once where I asked everybody what their whole year was, their biggest whole year. I
get cut.
Huh?
He was about to get cut.
That was funny. It was funny how at first people played dumb, and then after one person answered it, then everybody knew too. They knew exactly what year was their biggest. They knew exactly what year. I said, though, you have to give the number, but just what year? What year was their biggest number as far as most partners they had? And and every military man I've met, man, was a hoe. Hilarious. But you know, that's the sacrifice they do for our country.
No, no, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna justify hoism. If you're gonna be a hoe, be a hoe.
Look,
and I had a conversation with Jesus. You either gonna come back or send my husband, or Christmas gonna come early. Ho,
Stephanie, I've never been in the military. Kiana's been in the military. Dante, I know, has been in the military. Anthony's in the military. I know I'm leaving some people out. I think Melvin might have been in the military.
For all you guys have done for this country, but some of y'all were cold.
But if you think about it, Stephanie, these people are risking their lives for your safety.
So that gives them permission, carte blanche.
They gotta get it because they may die. Stephanie, have you have a heart?
Go to bed.
Do you have a heart? Yes, they were a hoe because they thought they could die.
But
even though they were stationed in like San Diego, but that doesn't matter. And yeah, they're singing hilarious. So I don't fault our military men, just the men, for being hoe because they may not make it. They may not make it. So they had to. Kiana's gonna back me up because she was in the military. She knows what it's like for those men out there. So, shout out to all the military hoes out there.
Thank you, Luke. It's a hoe justification.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Look, if you thought you was gonna die every day,
I'm an essential worker out in the community every day. It's a possibility that I could die from COVID-19. So, yes. I'm not trying to hold out all these body parts of mine.
COVID fear versus bullet fear is different.
No, it don't matter. Because at the end of the day, almost everybody is going to get COVID. Especially now that it's alleged that it's a sexually transmitted disease.
Look, I heard COVID isn't a sexually transmitted disease, by the way. From great authority. It was somebody on YouTube.
Oh.
So you know it's true. You know it's true. So no, but anyway, so people's okay, so with someone's prolific sexual activity, if they're clean as a whistle though, penis doesn't have any weird colors or markings on it. You know that he got no diseases. He was very safe back in his whole days, and now he's a deacon in the church, and he loves you, and you're the only person he wants. He doesn't want that whole life no more. Is that going to make you bail out once you? What if he confesses one night? He goes, you know what, Shannon? I just feel like you should know this. I wasn't always sanctified.
This is what's gonna happen.
I wasn't always sanctified. When I was a young man, before I met the Lord, I dibbled and dabbled in vagina.
You did what?
Dibbled and dabbled in vagina.
What is dibbled and dabbled, sir?
Let's just say I experienced a lot of vagina.
What, are you a gynecologist?
Over how many years? Let's say from 19 to 26.
You were 7 years a hoe.
7 years old. 7 years old. That's got to be a movie somewhere. 7 years old.
Shout out to Shannon. She said it first. So 7 years a hoe, and you want me to accept you as you are.
There's a great porn title. Yeah, he was like, look, I didn't know any better. I wasn't sanctified. But what if he said he literally had his junk baptized too, especially?
I'm sure he did.
Or what if you can this thing? Look, Angela is a psychic. She can tell you. Angela can tell you if you just put some sage around it, those coochie demons will disappear.
So if by calculations you had 2 different women a month for 7 years, 2 in a 12-month period is 24. 24 and 7 is 168. And I'm supposed to be loving you after you done had 168 women, and you could time that by 10 because they probably had men or women, because you ain't the only one they screwed either. So now we up to 1,680. And so I'm supposed to be like, oh yeah, I love you because everybody you done slept with, they done slept with, and you done slept with them too.
Think
And
about
I'm
it like this. Think about it
No.
like this. He's all of that was a dress rehearsal for you.
I
He was
Damn.
learning. He was in the streets learning so that he can be, better for you.
This is a legit lipstick. But there is such a product on Amazon. Look, this is a Mary Kay product, but there's a lipstick, and I don't need you for any of the services that you have delivered to 1,600 other people.
Wait,
No.
Angela, as a psychic, can you get rid of coochie demons out of the guy's junk? Is there a
We not about to do that.
little sage, a little holy water?
Sage and sativa, huh?
There
No.
you go. Look, okay. What a guy's supposed to do if the woman says that, like, for 7 years?
I'm not. Both sides can get it. She's 7 years old. You 7 years old. Now maybe the two hoes need to get together. Maybe that's the conversation we need to have. Maybe we can have a vending machine, and you can only get what you are. How about that?
Wait a minute. I'm not that no more. A little word with Tessa. I'm not a hoe no more though. Shirley, it's not your opinion, Kente. That's so funny. I gotta play the devil's advocate, right?
I'm done. No.
You are so not forgiving. That is not Christian.
It's not about that. It's about, like, so when do I hear this information? Do I hear this from the onset, or do I hear this 6 months down the road, or after
about a month into the relationship? He just wants to be transparent and says, look, I was out there in the world, and I was, and like, he's legitimate, has changed. He's born again hoe. Yeah.
Born again hoe. See, those things shouldn't even go together. Because it's not like you born again to be a hoe again.
Right. Stephanie, back me up, Stephanie.
I'm still gonna say no, thank you. That's a hard pass for me.
A pass. See, that's why people lie.
But I just, at this moment, like that, I don't know. I'm not offering that, so why would I want that?
But I mean, he's way past the whole years.
Okay.
Like,
What that mean?
So he's 45, right? So that means that for 20 years, he's been a solid citizen.
So he is now 46.
Yeah.
And he has old in 20 years.
Yeah, he's been like a solid citizen.
So what has he been doing? Depositing into a popcorn cup?
And why did he stop? No, because he's now goes to church. He's a deacon now at the church. He talks to ex-hoes and current hoes about being better.
Does he have a recovery group?
Yeah. What if he's doing the Lord's work by getting male hoes to stop? So Kente, if a woman told you she slept with 160 men, would you still be with her? Hell to the no. But it's different. That's different.
Gotta lay down.
That's different. Yeah.
That's a rent-a-hoe. And y'all saying no.
That's different though.
How is that different? I mean, if the woman is thing, she disease free, ain't got no children.
Because
9 times out of 10, he may be disease free, but that might not mean that he ain't got no children.
But see though, but then she be blowed out, right? So it's like, unless, well, maybe if she's had rejuvenation surgery. What's up, Mafuni? Have you lost your mind or different double standards? Well, everything ain't the same. What if he's a drummer?
From last week,
Yeah.
we talked about to be messing with little drummer boy. No, we just not gonna do that today.
You know what? I changed my mind. No, I'll get some sage, burn it around the coochie, and then we're good. Sage cures all.
Because you're hoping that will change my mind. My answer is still no.
You said I'm lying.
Look, still no.
That is cold, though. That is cold. I feel bad for hoes, though.
I mean, hoes need love too.
20 years can't remove the stench. 20 years don't remove the stench.
That's not what I want from myself.
But I'm not a hoe no more. I mean, this person is not a hoe no more.
I mean, you said they was redeemed and recovered and repented of. I mean, I'm here for it, for them, not for me.
Wow. Okay. All right. So that's something that. What the hell is that? All right. Okay. So we'll move on. Okay. So that's the reason why somebody might want to bail out is because the person was too sexually prolific in their past. You can delete your wholeness according to Drea from Basketball Life. Hilarious.
That part. I mean,
okay.
We're gonna be putting it out there.
A reason also is financial. And what I mean by that is, so wait, keep your dicky do in your pants. Hilarious. Okay, so financial, right? So a guy gets with you, Shannon, and he's doing pretty good financially. Then Rona happens, the economic downturn, Bernie Madoff, whatever it is, you know, and the money starts getting funny. Right? Money starts getting funny. It's a tough time, right? And there's a lot of people who are successful, hardworking, and they're highly leveraged. You know what I mean? So if one thing goes bad, they go from eating steak to eating Spam. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lack of funds or low funds definitely hurts relationships. So the question is, do you bail on somebody because money starts getting funny, or do you try to work it out? My thing is like this. I feel like if you love somebody and they're a solid citizen and they're actually working hard to try to get back on good footing, I mean, like, if you love them, how are you going to just bail out on them like that?
So we done went from steak to, what'd you say?
Spam. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to be a vegetarian because I don't do Spam.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a
Me
problem.
neither. Mm-hmm.
I understand there's a difference between struggle love and hitting a bump in the midst of our love.
Right. Vegemite.
Those are not the same thing. I don't like Vegemite either. But shout out to those who do. Each alone. I think it depends. I mean, at the end of the day, that's just it. People don't necessarily want to build with somebody, but they expect everybody to have it together. Now, I'm not promoting struggle love because, like I said, those two things are not the same thing. Sometimes you will hit a bump in your relationship. It's not always going to be perfect and pristine, so that is expected. But if you're just sitting at home getting high off your Spam, fried Spam, mustard sandwiches, and you depressed because you don't want to go apply for another 29,000 jobs, like, we're gonna have some problems because I'm gonna need you to bounce back. We're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to figure this out. You can't be at home all day, every day, depressed about it. I need you to come on, buddy. Let's do this. Because I mean, I can carry us only for so long. You're gonna have to get off this phone.
So you would float your man until he got his he's able to get in a better footing?
That's a ministry. That's I mean, because if we at home together, we married. Like, you ain't just gonna be up in my house and we just boyfriend and girlfriend. I ain't doing that. So yeah.
No playing house, huh?
No, we not playing house. Not in this day, not with the COVID. Not yeah, no. Now in my marriage, I'm going to hold it down because that's what we do. With there, we always want the good parts of marriage, but not the worst, the sickness, the things, So yeah, I mean, because it's not gonna last forever. Even a rainstorm's gotta end.
So Stephanie says, float him. The grocery store hiring, especially right now.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be honest with you. Look, I would never let my family suffer. So I would do whatever I got to.
I'm with it.
But it'd be a long way before I start working at the grocery store. I couldn't do that. Marriage is ministry, the part of the good and the bad. Yeah, it's like, there's guys that commit suicide because they see their financial situation and they're so, because it's, if you're a man that's about it, right? You're about it. So you you take pride in being able to take care of your family.
Absolutely.
So
but that goes back to safe spaces. Like, you need to be able to have that safe space to have those conversations when you can.
Right.
Because the weight of leadership, the weight of it will cause people, just like you said, to commit suicide.
Yeah, a lot of guys are committing suicide right now. Did y'all hear those stories? Because they were balling, COVID happened, and then all of a sudden they can't take care of their family like they want to. And Absolutely. some people are like, you know what? I'm worth more dead to my family than alive.
Yeah.
Because of insurance and all of that kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
So, and there's people that will justify it like, if I kill myself, but do it in a way where they don't, my family can get the money, then my family can do good, Yeah. And it may not even be that your family is not going to eat or be homeless. It could be just, oh, what's up, Mike and Dre is up in the house. It could be like they go from living in the big house to a smaller house. You know what I'm saying? Like downsides. Like, but you're still doing fine, but it's just not on that level you once was. You know what I'm saying? And I wondered if, like, who gets it worse? Like cats who always had money and then lose it, or if you start off broke and then you had money and then you lose it. Like, I know what broke look like. You know what I'm saying? I know what broke look like.
I think it depends on the state of your relationship. I think it depends on the state of someone's heart. I mean, because if you're in a marriage with someone and you are looking at it from the perspective of, we're gonna go through some things, it's gonna rain, the sun is gonna come out. I mean, because that's just what happens in life. The sun don't always be out, and sometimes the sun be out and it still rains. And so we have to be able to look at it from the perspective of that life is going to happen with some circumstances that aren't going to always be pretty. Am I going to still be rolling with you when those things aren't pretty? He can have a 6-figure account, be an executive, and go outside and get in his car and get rammed by a drunken driver and be paralyzed from the waist down. Then what? And so at the end of the day, you have to make those decisions with the understanding that life happens and life can change.
Right.
Are you going to stay in it because life has happened and life changes? Or are you going to bail out because life has happened and things change? Because that is the example of your character and your integrity to what you said you were going to do. Sometimes we have to we make commitments, but when things change, are we still committed to that thing that we made the commitment in the spirit in which we paid the commitment? And marriage is no different, in my opinion.
Just as a real quick before we go to Ryan, Janet on Facebook says, I've been married for 20 years. You love each other, but irritate the crap out of each other. If the love is there, it'll work out. Well said.
I can think that. Yeah. I can think that.
So Ryan, you haven't been married yet, but you've been in committed relationships. And also, so you get it. So that, and you're someone who's very prideful, right? And you take seriously the responsibility of the man, or in your case yourself, as far as taking care of your family. And I don't know if you heard these stories about these guys who's committed suicide because they feel like they can't take care of their families, that they're not a man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just what was your take on that?
Oh, you know what? For all this, one of my biggest fears, because I was raised with all women, my biggest fears was to be in a situation where I had to be, that I had to be helped by a woman, right? And that brings a lot of pressure on you, a lot of fear involved in that. And I've always worked, and I worked so hard that I lost my baby mama. And and then I went through a recession just recently, which I'm recovering from, and getting myself back out and and I had to live through that. And my worst fear was to be with a white woman. And I hate to say it, was to be in that kind of relationship, because I always saw that as a stigma, because I'd see, because there's a lot of interracial dating here in Calgary, and you'd see the woman, the white woman, take care of her man, and the guy's like sitting in the best friend's ride, smoking joints or whatever, and not really doing nothing with his life. So there was like a stigma, and I never wanted to be in that stigma where someone was paying my bills. I didn't want to be even in a grocery store where someone's paying my bills. But I have to be honest, I was in that situation. The last 2 years have been horrible. And I'm just recovering from all of that and being in and out of a relationship. So it's like, I don't believe that one should kill themselves, but there's also toxic masculinity, and hyper masculinity, especially with Black men, because Black men, we are like, my mom, my grandma, everyone put that stigma on me that I got to work, I got to do this, I got to work hard. Grandma taught me how to iron, taught me how to cook, did all this stuff. And then you realize that you're not a man because you can't provide, you can't put food on the table. And this was the time when my girlfriend came into my life, I was at my high. Everything was going great. And she was crying. She's like, "Oh my God, Ryan, I'm so proud of you, what you built and everything." And then suppliers pull out, they go out of business. And then my business slowly declines. And I watched it from before my eyes. And then the relationship added to that. Like, I was putting more time arguing in my relationship than I did actually repair my business. And my race relationship had a lot to do with my success. That's why a lot of the things that I was doing 3 years ago, I'm doing now, because now that I'm out of the relationship, I'm actually rebuilding all the stuff that was kind of torn down when I got into the relationship. So full disclosure, everyone, but, no man wants to be in a situation where he can't provide. But
No.
I had to learn without a shadow of a doubt that I got to put that behind me. I also have to be able to receive something from a woman, because, I had to suck in my pride and learn a different way of looking at it. And now I don't live in shame and I don't live in fear. I'm honest with myself. And I think that men should be honest too with their situation and be okay. As long as you're working towards your dreams and your goals and you're getting yourself out of your rut, there should be no problem. It's the guys that are sitting in front of the TV playing video games and stuff like that. Those are the guys that give the other guys that can't get a job a bad name. But, I had to live through it for the first time in my life. In all my career, the last 2 years was like, I had ups and downs, and a lot of downs than ups.
Yeah, Shannon.
And I made it look good.
See, I like what he said, Shannon. So if your man got a mixtape, fund that mixtape. Get them copies pressed, Shannon, because you never know. He got a dream. Shannon. So, and you got the funds to make it happen.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you.
That mixtape.
I love my brother. Thank you, Michael. For
People
that.
not even making money off of Spotify.
Like, I needed somebody to say it other than me. I appreciate you.
She said, "Fuck that me." That was hilarious. But no, I hear what you're saying though. Okay, so we're talking about the reasons why you should bail out of a relationship, right? We talked about these different, if you was a hoe in your past, and these people are so judgmental in this chat room, for real. You know what? Shout out to the hoes out there, because I think hoes don't get enough credit. Hoes are great for the ecosystem. They are. What if you're just genuinely unhappy? Thank you. I've experienced that, where I've talked about it before, where you don't even want to go you don't even go home. You making excuses to leave the house. Mm-hmm. You taking out the trash when the trash is not even a quarter full. You're like, oh, let me go take this trash out. So I've been in that situation. Not happy. Oh, what's up, Melvin?
What's up, Danny?
And Danny's up in the house too. Just plain on unhappy. How do you know though if it's unhappy? Because sometimes we're unhappy. We make ourselves unhappy. It may not be the relationship, but it could be something just internal within you. You're not happy because maybe your situation in your career is not where you want it to be. You may be unhappy because maybe your health isn't what you want it to be. But then there's unhappy because I don't like that motherfucker that I'm sleeping with at night. You know what I'm saying? That could be it. Lack of sexual compatibility. Sometimes you're compatible and then you become uncompatible as well. That happens. Or it could be you just have a wandering eye. Everything starts looking good on everybody else's plate. So how do you know to deal when you get to that point, because, relationships, one thing about relationships is they can become routine. You know what I mean? Where, okay, like before it was spontaneity, you would do it on the elevator, the church parking lot, wherever you did it at, right? And then now it's just like you got to make an appointment. You have to make an appointment, and and it's very across the board. Okay, yeah, maybe not the church parking lot. But I'm just saying though, it was spontaneous, right? And then that goes out the window, and then now you get to a point where it's just like you're going through the motions. How do you know if you should move on or you should work at it or what? Or should you, do you stay with someone when they are diagnosed with serious mental health issues? That's a good one too. So we'll get to that. She says no, Steph. So how do you, are you big on therapy, Shannon?
I'm big on whatever I feel is necessary to save my marriage. Or in a relationship that I'm invested in. Like at the end of the day, each situation is gonna look different. Are you willing to let love have the last word? And if you know the answer to that question, you know which route you need to take. If there's not love being served there, then you also know what answer you need to take. So yeah, if I'm gonna let love have the last word, then I'm gonna go with love.
Yeah, come on, Dre.
And that's just me. I mean, there are things that you consider in the beginning of a relationship, in the middle of a relationship, and before a relationship ends. You should do your part, I think. Ryan, what's your church finger up for?
Oh no, I was just raising my hand. I was just gonna
go ahead.
I don't go to church. I don't know what that meant. But yeah, no, I was gonna say too, like sorry. I'm big into therapy because I went to therapy last year because of just everything falling apart. And therapy was amazing. I would recommend it to anybody because you got a side, I got a side, and you just have to learn to accept someone's side for their side. And you also have to set boundaries with people. And you guys probably hear me say boundaries throughout the whole year because boundaries is what I learned from the therapy sessions. And I enforce them. you know. So yeah, it's the relationship between her and I. We came back together. We just broke up again, but this time it was for good because we actually, you know, after therapy, after all of that stuff, we try to work it out and just realize we don't have anything in common, and we didn't leave, you know, hating each other or anything like that. We just don't have anything in common. But you know, you have to sometimes go to therapy because everyone. The one thing is that everyone's going to see it from their point of view, and you'll say, yeah, Kente did A, B, and C, and he hurt me so bad, and then Kente's going to be like, well, I did A, B, and C because I needed to do this, do that. Both people are right. You know, you just have to find a way to come together. So yeah, therapy is amazing and it works.
All right, Dre.
Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about therapy, but therapy is definitely a benefit to people that really need it, and even people that really don't need it, like for mental tune-ups, it helps. But I wanted to sort of come on and sort of stretch thinking a little bit, if that's okay. Because I heard that a couple of people in the chat and even Shannon mentioned about love being the last word. And I don't know if love should be the last word. I think the last word should be commitment. So, because people will use that I don't love them anymore, and yeah, it can happen. They can fall out of love, which is why love can't be the final thing. It's got to be where you are in the relationship and how committed you are in this relationship. Because we don't love our jobs, but we show up at 9 o'clock every day for it because we get something in return for it. So it's where we are in the relationship and how committed we are to the relationship that really focuses, that really sort of determines
Cedric,
when we bail out in a relationship. There's love to me really does communicate how well you stimulate me. So when we look at love, we're really only saying, well, I will love. It's like what Lawrence Hill said, and she said it so brilliantly that we love what stimulates us. Let's not. Oh, Dad is in the building.
What up?
Sidetrack. So,
Yeah.
So love. What happened?
I said yes, get back to the program.
So yeah, so love is a beautiful thing, but it shouldn't be the last word. Commitment really should be the last word.
And that's wonderful if that's what you believe in, but that's not where my theory lies. Because I believe love never fails, and it doesn't say. I get what you're saying, but I think that the foundation is love, and I think the problem with a lot of people's love principle is the place where they have placed the values that they place love on. It's not necessarily an authentic level of love.
Okay.
It comes with a stipulation. It comes with what are you doing for me? Opposed to just something that's saying it's a giving of myself. And I'm not necessarily seeking anything in return. Although we all want a return on the investment, that is not a requirement here. Because yes, not everyone loves their job, but I don't think it's even an issue of committed to. It's survival.
Committed to what?
I don't think people are necessarily committed to their job. It's a survival.
Committed to what? So they may not be committed to the job, but they know that they are dependent on that job, so they're committed to it. So,
but committed to the point. If they're coming to work, but they're not necessarily, because some people are coming to work and not doing their job. So what are they committed to?
So
if you look at it from that perspective, commitment isn't always a good thing.
Steph says there's no such thing as unconditional love in this definition.
So, and what Steph is saying is true, and the reason why, as humans, we really don't know what love is. So, if we say we love, for instance, right? If I can love somebody and then ultimately fall out of love with them, then love is not the deciding factor in anything. It's got to be the commitment level. Like commitment. If I choose to commit to you, that's concrete. If I choose to feel love for you, that's not necessarily something that's concrete. The reason why is because we don't really know what love is. We use love for so many different things, right? For instance, yesterday, I took my sons to see their mother. We surprised her and showed up there, right? My ex-wife is my ex-wife. I still love her.
There
I
you
care
go.
for her. I will never be with her, and I will never be
There
committed to
you
her.
go.
But I still love her.
That's what I've been
Right?
saying.
So I can love people and not want to be with them.
There you
If
go.
I'm committed to this person, even if I fall out of love with them, if I chose to be committed with that person, I'm going to be committed to that person, regardless. So love is an extremely important part of a relationship. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that it can't be in a relationship or it's not important. All right.
No,
What
and
I'm
I'm not
saying
arguing that either. I think there's types of love and relationships. They're not all the same, is what I was trying to say. So I think you look at it from that perspective, all love isn't considered equal.
yes, that is the same.
So okay,
Steph is in the
shout out to Melvin. Shout out to Melvin in the chat, in the
Everything.
Facebook chat. He's shouting you out, Ryan. He said he hasn't had a chance to meet you yet. I mean, love is definitely can be conditional, but is it love though? Like, is it love if I lose an arm and then you want to leave me? Is it love if maybe I don't have as many millions in the bank? Then I go from a millionaire to a thousandaire, and now you want to go. You know what I'm saying?
How about you just go to an air? You ain't got nothing.
Like, I mean, were you in love with me though? Were you love? I mean, true love, right? Isn't it like you'll take the person like if half their face gone, you just happy they alive. You know what I mean? Isn't that true love, right? That you just want them.
I think what Dre is saying about commitment, because Steph thinks that Steph thinks I still love my baby mama, but I always say I love my baby mama, but I'll never be in a relationship with her. We have the best co-parenting relationship on planet Earth that I think, between her and I, but I don't ever wish to be in a relationship with her. And I think that love doesn't bind you to the person. When you love someone, you love them. And it doesn't change. Like, you love your grandmother, you love your dad, you love your siblings. When you have love for someone, it never changes. You could fight with somebody. You may not want to be in the same house as somebody, but still love them. But it's kind of up to you to determine. Like, sometimes, you reach your breaking point, you have your boundaries, and you just want nothing to do with the person. You want to move on, and you want to travel, you want to do things that are outside the scope of the relationship. But it doesn't mean that you don't love that person. You could have a love for them. Some people are in love, and some people just love a person, right? I'm not in love with my ex, but I love her. I do, because, she had my child and all this other stuff. So I think that love doesn't have any conditions attached to it. And people don't really know true love because, like, maybe some people just haven't been in that situation where they can just biologically just love someone and not be able to explain why they love them, and like I said in earlier podcasts, I had to love my baby mama because I would have hated her, I would have hated the situation, and I would have been torn apart. I'm like, you know what? I love this woman enough. I'm going to let her live the best life that she has. And if it's not with me, that's love.
Stephanie says, I don't believe in true love. Let me ask Stephanie this question. Let me ask Stephanie this question. Have you ever felt like somebody that you were with truly loved you? Like, truly loved you? Has everybody been in love in this chat? Maybe that's a good question. Where you were in love, and the person was in love with you. One in the chat. I've definitely felt it. Okay, that's good to know. All right, it restores my faith in humanity. But I mean, and then it's like this: when things are going good, can you trust it though? Like, Dre, like, now I got my masters. I got 7 figures or 6 figures or whatever. Hi, You know, I got a summer house in Cape Cod or wherever you New Yorkers do that at, right? So it's like, if your teeth was bad, now you got them fixed, got some hair plugs, and it's like, isn't it easy to love somebody now once they got this shit popping? Like, how do you trust it? Like, and then how do you, because it's easy to love me when we have steaks in the freezer. We're going to Venice, on whims, you know what I'm saying? And then how you know that if God forbid some shit happened, this person's really down for you like that. Some risks pay off, some don't. Oh wow, man. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like I feel like what's the Eddie Murphy character from Coming to America?
Prince Hakeem.
Prince Hakeem. He was right to a certain degree. Then again, though, I kind of like that woman that jumped on one leg, though. She was pretty dope. That's pretty dope.
Galloway or
beautiful. Yeah, she's beautiful.
She was, wasn't she? I was like, I like that. I was like, why are you going to New York? Yeah, I like it. Like,
that's hard though, bro. Because it's hard to do that without generalizing, also.
Right.
Because then, the majority of women want to know that they will be okay, but taken care of. Then there's women out there that are straight gold diggers that, their goal is to find somebody that will fund their lifestyle. Which is why I take the approach I take to dating. So it allows me to get to know who the person is, and I can assess if they're the right person for me and if I'm the right person for them. And I won't knock on it. Like, if you need a man that has 7+ figures, because you have a specific lifestyle that you need to fund, then I'm not the guy for you. You go and find that guy, and that's okay. Yes, and when I do get the 7 figures, I'm still not going to be the guy for you.
Right.
Just know that. Because that's not what I would be looking for. And there are guys out there that don't mind a woman that only wants the guy with 7 figures.
What if you used to be able to slang it, and for some reason, health-wise, you can't slang it no more?
Oh, what?
With the 7 figures?
No, I'm talking about slanging it. Oh, he gotta go. Really, Stephanie?
Did you know, Kente? There is a hormone that gets released. There's 3 hormones.
Mm-hmm.
There's attraction. There's another one. These are the love hormones. And then there is attachment. I don't think a lot of people get to that attachment phase. They just become attached to someone where it doesn't really matter their circumstances, because you see people that get disabled or whatever, and people are in love till the very end.
Right.
I've gotten to that love. I've gotten to that love in my life.
That's like next level love.
Yeah, that was once in my life.
That's like the Matrix type love.
I think everybody else, it kind of lives with the attraction and, happy-go-lucky, and it's more about like material things. And when you have to be with a person for quite some time to really get to uncover that type of love.
Well, Natasha, the reason why a lot of people don't get to that level is because they have attachment disorders. They don't realize they do.
Thank you, Steph. Yeah, infatuation, love, then attachment. And then when it comes to attachment, it doesn't matter if the guy, like Kente said, if the guy is bisexual. It doesn't matter if the guy got ran over by a car and he can't swing it, because like love is love. But most of us don't get there. And especially in this society, there's a lot of dissonance. And we're working to, like, the only thing about COVID-19 is that we're actually getting to know the people that we've been hanging out with all this time. We're actually getting to know people personally. And you're realizing some people are like, oh, I'm in love. And other people are like who the hell am I with? Because we don't really get a chance to spend time with people.
If you don't mind, I don't mean that.
Yeah, no, I talk too much.
Steph said, Steph revealed something extremely open, transparent, and vulnerable. Have you guys ever heard of attachment theory?
Mm-mm.
All right, there's a whole doctors. what's his name? Dr. Doc. Hold on. I know I have this book right here somewhere. It's called Attached. Where there's a theory about attachment and how and what Ryan is saying is pretty much right. I haven't heard it as far as hormones, but I heard it as far as our experiences from the time we are in our mother's womb, right? We are developing an attachment style as we grow up. Every experience we have with people, from our parents to our teachers to our friends to first people that we fell in love with and high school sweethearts, all that is shaping our attachment style, right? So some people have who have had poor relationships with their parents develop a avoidant attachment style, where they avoid getting close to people. So they can be at that attraction stage, all right? That infatuation stage, attraction stage, but when it comes to attaching someone and being commitment, they start to withdraw. Be like, you know, I don't want to deal with this anymore, and it's getting too close, and it's no longer safe for me. So let me pull away, and that's because they have attachment trauma, I would say, that they need to work through.
Mm.
Can I found the actual name. So it's lust. So testosterone, estrogen is the lust hormones, and then attraction, dopamine, nephrophorin, or I don't know how to pronounce that, and serotonin, and then attachment. So it's lust, attraction, and attachment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you go through 3 stages of love, and that's more biological than anything. So I think that a lot of people don't get to that attachment phase. And those hormones don't always, turn on all the time, right? Like they're not all of them are present. Some people have more concentration of I'm sorry, dyslexia. I can't pronounce these things, but these are the 2 hormones that cause that attachment. From what I read, some of those hormones are not all activated all at the same time. So when you get to that attachment phase, it's a completely different scenario. You're
Right.
willing to put up with more. You feel comfortable with the person, and things won't necessarily change.
That part.
Real quick, I want to do a chat room shout out. Let's start with Facebook. We have Melvin that's in the Facebook. We have Melissa is there, Janet here, Mafuni, Andrew Crawley was here earlier. We got Mary Edgar in the chat, Patricia A. Murray, Kedra, Crystal Johnson, and Sasha and Sybil was in that chat as well. And in Get Vocal, we have Marisol, Happy Mother's Day. Kiana, Happy Mother's Day. Dedrick, it's been a minute. We have Danny, Happy Mother's Day. D, we have Stephanie, Happy Mother's Day. Mike, Andre, Luke, Maya, Happy Mother's Day. And Natasha. And of course, Ryan is here with us as well. Huh?
Happy Mother's Day to D, because fur babies matter too.
That's right. That's right. So shout out to all the mothers and everybody that is checking us out tonight. Of course, we're gonna wrap it up soon, and then we'll keep the live chat going. One thing I want to say before we get on out of here about when to bail out of a relationship. Obviously, if you're getting abused, someone's abusing you, whether it's physical, mental, you definitely need to get on out of there. There's, you run a shelter, so you come across this all the time, and they have different ways of support. I don't know if it's easy to find. I guess through searches, Google searches, right? Whatever that's in your neighborhood. I'm sure they got hotlines and whatever. So that's definitely some time when you should bail out of a relationship. If a person is lying to you, big lies or small, you want to definitely get out of that relationship as well. Also, if you feel like you are going to do something negative, like cheat, beat, or something like that, you probably should just want to get on out of that relationship or kill, right, Seth? Thank you.
Absolutely.
For sure, you want to definitely get out of that situation. It's not worth it to yourself, and I know that everybody doesn't just is not in an ability to do so. So, but definitely you want to do that when you feel like you are out of character and it's time to go. That happens too, where you start doing things and you're like, this ain't me. Like, you know what I'm saying? And other people a lot of times see it before you, because you're stuck in it, right? There's a lot of times where I got out of a relationship and then I look back and I was like, man, that it was toxic way before I realized it. So welcome to Danny. Red wine. You got like a purple tint too.
What's up?
Not much. Good to see y'all.
Yes.
I just had to jump on so I could talk my shit,
Well,
Hey, talking girl.
let me give a real shout out. On Friday, both Natasha and Danny is going to be on a live comedy stream. What's the details? I just want to make sure people know about that.
It is a virtual show. We're doing it through, I believe, Zoom, Natasha. We're doing it through a Zoom, like this type of a platform, and it's going to be featuring comedy, pretty much.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
I know I'm on the lineup, and I believe that Natasha's going to do some time, and I'm not for sure who else, because I can't remember stuff long term. My brain's.
I understand. I went to the last one they did, and it was a lot of fun. It was called the Bun and Cheese.
We did the Dr. Vibe show, and that was great. Oh yeah, and OG is going to be performing.
And OG, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nothing but top ranked talent there.
So, Liz, I'm gonna check it out. I'll be at work supporting you.
Yeah, this will be my first on live show. I didn't do any during quarantine. I was on a mental block during quarantine.
I did something years ago, like online, and the thing that sucked was it was a delay, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you tell a joke, and then it's crickets. Then you just keep going, and then it's and then you're like, while you're doing the next one, it was the worst. Never tell jokes with a delay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Look,
Well,
dog. Let's talk about that. Yeah.
Oh, my honeys. Come here, Uli. He right here. Come here. Come here. They want to see you. Come here. He too comfortable. He was being comfy. This my Uli.
Oh, snap.
Let me
This my Uli. Say
register.
hi. Say hi.
Uli Red Wine. You are so cute.
So sweet. He's naughty right now though, because he's in training. So if he don't get enough attention from mama, he start being defiant.
I mean,
He's giving my girl a hard time because he likes to nip at her, but he's starting to listen to her better. So we're working on him. This is day 4. So
Yeah, he's cute.
we're getting them together. He a good boy, right? Good boy. Where's your bone?
I just registered.
You need help? Where's
No,
your bone? Bring it here. Oh, he
I-
good.
Liz,
Yeah, but that's my babies.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So what were we talking about? I want to get back on the juicy tidbits. Y'all were getting
well,
juicy for a minute.
we were talking about when is a good time to bail out of a relationship?
Immediately.
All right.
Expeditiously.
Expeditiously.
If you see it going sour, you gotta bail right away. I'm telling you. You can't wait around, because if you wait around, you basically you prolong in the bullshit.
Right. You know,
You're prolonging it. You're putting yourself through more than what you need to put yourself through because you could have dead it. You could have been done with it.
you know what's crazy though? Sometimes people will stay during cheating because they don't want that other person to win. You know, like it's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, it's like I'm gonna stick with this person because they can't win the other person. So
Right, but they just setting themselves up to be the partner of a cheat, and if you allow it, it's gonna happen again. I mean, that's just one of those things. I don't believe all men cheat. I believe men cheat on certain women.
I agree with that.
And I'm just gonna put it out there. Yeah, I believe men cheat on certain type of women. Now, you know, a man knows when he has a good woman. A man knows when he has a good thing. He not gonna mess that up. He know when he got a little trick side piece that he can go and smash every now and then and not have no obligations to. You feel me? Because that's what he's gonna do.
Stephanie, see, don't read none of her comments trying to talk. So you said,
I had to write her full name out.
Same thing.
Or they know when they have a good woman, they won't cheat on her.
Mm-hmm.
See, you can't be cheating though, because people kill you over that shit. Like, for real, man.
It's called a crime of passion.
People will kill you, man. It's like,
it is real.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now, based on the circumstances, you might not get as much time depending on the crime. Right?
Yeah. You know, I always wondered, like, you cheat on somebody and you sleep next to them. You know, afterwards, it's like, man, that's when you're most vulnerable.
When you better be scared, you know what I'm saying? Especially if she want to boil some hot grits on that ass or some rice, some shit that's thick when you throw it on them.
Like Steve McNair. Do y'all know who Steve McNair is? Steve McNair was a great quarterback. He played for the Titans and the Ravens. He's about 6'5", 260. This dude was huge. He was murdered in his sleep by a girl who was barely 5 feet tall. His side piece shot him in his sleep.
How did she kill him?
She shot him and then killed herself. Wow. So all that 6'5" didn't mean shit because he was asleep. You know.
Yeah, but you know, there has to be, and there go that red flag when you should get the fuck out. When you see somebody got some mental instability going on, that's a huge red flag. And a lot of times when a person picks a fight, and this is on both sides, if your partner or whoever you're dealing with is picking fights with you for no fucking reason, they got issues. That's a big red flag. Like if you know you wasn't being a certain type of way and they accuse you of being that way and you sitting there looking like, that's your signal. Run. That's when you get out. Because you can't fix shit that's damaged. Now I tell you what too, with that whole damage thing, a lot of us have issues that's going on, but if a person is not willing to fix themselves and they issues, because you know you got them when you have them. If you're not willing to fix those things, then you're not going to be able to be in a normal functioning relationship and expect it to work.
You know stories I hate. You know stories I hate, and it's make me sound weird, are where I stayed with him through all the BS, cheating, beating, all of this stuff.
That's your fault.
And then 10 years later, he found God, and now he treats me wonderful. I hate them stories. I'm gonna tell you why. Because other people will hear them, and then they'll use that as, I might as well hang in there because maybe in 10 years he'll start whooping my ass. You know. So
well, it wouldn't be a chick like me.
Right.
It wouldn't be a chick like me. I'm out of there.
Right. It's
and depending on your level of crazy, you might not know that I'm gone till I'm already gone. I'm gonna be done blocked you on everything on social media at the same time when I know you're not watching.
Right.
I'm gonna be done relocated and everything. Like you're not gonna find me. I'm gonna ghost your ass for real. But that's one thing I don't. Being a single woman, I don't. If I'm gonna date somebody, I'm meeting you at the venue. I don't want you knowing where I live.
Right.
I don't want you coming to my house.
Right.
Because I don't want you having free range of checking to see if my car is there. And you don't know their level of crazy.
Yeah.
And I've heard of people driving down the street, see if your car is there. You know what I'm saying? Just checking in when they ain't got no damn business checking on you. That's that crazy shit. But I do not want nobody knowing where I stay. And if you want to date me and take me out, then we can meet somewhere. And if you don't like that and you think you're getting up in my house, that's the red flag that's gonna get you blocked.
You know, one thing I've learned over the years is how many women are getting stalked. Like, and then especially now, stalking is so much easier now because of social media. But yeah, men too. A lot of us guys have had, but I mean, women really get it though on next level, to the point where some women are just so like, that's just, yeah, he's stalking me. Like, I'm like, huh? That's not like a little thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's not a that's not like a little thing. Like, dude shouldn't be in your bushes, girl. Like,
Right.
you know, that's not
Right.
normal.
I know.
Yeah, that right. I think I told this story on here where I was seeing a girl and there was a guy out across the street in a pickup, and I just mentioned it to her and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's Joe. He be stalking me." And I'm like, "What?" You know, like, what the hell?
Different strokes for different, you know, like
Don't
I
you
think
remember
some
the
women
lady
just
from New
like,
York? Oh,
some women
yes.
like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember her.
Some
Yeah,
women like drama.
right.
Some women, I've even heard women say that, and of course this is totally dysfunctional, but a lot of times when women grow up seeing their mom get jumped on, they think it's normal and they think that that's like a form of love because their mom stayed there for that.
Right.
That's just carried over sometimes in generations. Like I've heard like there's cases of that being like a thing in a family. If a guy beats on his woman, chances are children are going to be abusive to their spouse, and so on and so on. It's like a vicious cycle. Because I don't attract those kind of men. I don't attract the kind of men that want to put their hands on me. I never have.
No.
But I just think that if you put out there what you willing to accept, and I think a lot of women are willing to accept anything to be with a man because they don't want to be alone. When
That's
you
true.
can do bad by yourself.
I mean, things plug up. You got batteries.
Stephanie's funny.
You know,
And that's not to dispute that there are good men out here. I think there are a lot of good men out here, and a lot of them are not damaged, but a lot of them are cautious and guarded
But
because
can
they've
I-
been in relationships.
can I say
where
something
they've
now?
been mistreated and abused.
Can
It
I
goes both ways.
can I say something that y'all women are not gonna like?
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you really? I look, Shannon's getting ready for it. Does it really pay to be a good guy though? Do y'all really want a good guy? Seriously, real talk. Really though?
Define good guy.
Like,
Somebody that don't beat your ass.
okay, I can understand wanting that, right? You don't want a guy that. I don't think most women want a guy to beat them up, but I mean, like,
No.
like you want a guy with edge, right? You want a guy that kind of chews glass.
Oh, I definitely don't want a guy that I can punk and
Right.
not be. Like, I want my man to have some form of authority over me. That's just I
Right.
don't know. I want my man. I want to fear my man a little bit. Like if he tell me to get it together and he got that look in his eye, I want to be like, okay, daddy.
But like
I don't want no
sometimes,
smoke. You know what I'm
sometimes,
saying? I don't want no smoke. But I'm a feisty woman, so I need a man. I need a man that's like that. I can't have if I had a short man or a man that was passive, I would abuse him probably. I'd probably be.
But do sometimes
I'd probably be mean.
do sometimes
Sorry.
one thing cancels the other one out? Like it's like you're gonna like you can't get all of what you want sometimes, so you got to decide what you're gonna get. So it's like he's good, but you're gonna have to take some stuff that maybe you ain't down with in there with it. Because I mean, who's gonna give you everything you want, right? There's gonna be a trade-off somehow. So you got to decide which trade-off,
Right.
that you're gonna get, right? So it's like
Right.
I got
Right.
edge.
I mean, he can have everything, and he might like a finger in the booty. You know what I'm saying? And you might not want to put your finger in his booty.
What, you wouldn't do that for your
That's just
husband?
a random example. I'm just
Wait a minute, your husband.
just saying.
on his birthday, he can't get a finger.
I'm just saying, maybe for a birthday treat, but some people,
He's like, I know it's not my birthday, but can you do it again?
then that's where y'all gotta figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
So you better not tell nobody. It better not be in your act.
Right. That's why I'm not down with the eating groceries. I don't want no wet booty hole. That's not sexy.
Oh man, that's
You make me
funny.
feel secure. You know what I'm
You
saying?
could be a bedroom
feel secure,
proctologist. Hilarious.
I'm kind of feeling vulnerable if my booty hole is wet.
If you don't mind me wearing them Windex yellow gloves, hilarious. Oh man, what you said? Dante likes being pegged. Poor Dante. Dante be getting it, man. Shout out to Dante.
Very strong left.
Oh
Yeah.
man, so let's do this. We're gonna keep the chat going, but we're gonna sign off, and then this will be after chat. So Danny, how can we get you social media and all that good stuff?
Danny DANY_Redwine REDWINE on Instagram and Facebook. I am Danny Lynn DANYLYN Danny Redwine.
All right, and Ryan.
You can get me at Hustle Zone TV. Go straight to our YouTube channel at Hustle Zone TV, or you can get us on Instagram, Hustle Zone or Hustle Zone TV.
Now, before Shannon does her thing, shout out to Shannon. I don't know if can I talk about the group?
Of course you can.
Okay. Shannon just started this group called Not Another Hashtag. If you are not a member, talk to Shannon. She'll make that happen. And I really love what she's doing. Not only did she, but also Dre did these powerful shows these last weekend talking about issues with race, definitely talking about the Ahmaud Arbery situation as well. And they really spoke from the heart.
Yeah.
And so kudos. And I know that Shannon has some things that she's going to be having out. She's using that creative side of her. So shout out to Shannon. I want to make sure we give Shannon some love and that, what she's doing. So definitely, I really enjoy that. So how can people get you social media and all that good stuff?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Shannon Ford like the president, Jefferson like the president. I am still the only one. So you will not find anyone but me. Amazon, if you want a book. But Facebook is where you'll find me the most. And if you have my number, you know where to find me. So,
Yeah, I'm gonna take away the adjacent. Shannon is just pure wholesome. So yes. All right. Today, I don't know about tomorrow. Anyway, so you can find me at Kente F on Twitter and Kente Ferguson on Instagram. And if you're not following me, why aren't you? Follow me. And you can go to our website at indyradio.org. That's indyradio.org. I'll be streaming some point during this week. And definitely we'll be back next week with an all new episode. So I just want to thank everybody for all their support and give everybody love. Once again, God bless you.
Bye.
Bye.
Where is the mouse? Oh,
Stephanie killing me in the comments.
okay. Stephanie need to be up on that show you're about to do for real, man. Stephanie though. Oh, Dante, what's up, Dante? Stephanie, you're not that cold-blooded, Stephanie. Let's end. We're off.
She has both sides.
We're off
You
the
are,
air.
Steph. You need to come and get some of the stage time, girl.
Stephanie, you're not that cold-blooded. I don't think
Cold-blooded.
I don't think she would leave her man just because he lose a couple of
That's what's up, Mike.
coins.
That's why I love you.
You would leave your man just because he lost a couple of coins.
I appreciate you.
And I don't think you would. If your man couldn't slang it for a minute, you ain't gonna just leave him because he can't slang it no more. I don't.
He got real quiet on you.
a minute. What if it's going through rehab? What if it's in rehab? He's, it takes a time for him to, get back to slanging it. You're not gonna leave him. And then when a guy gets a certain age, he won't be able to slang it like he used to when he was 20. So you gonna leave your man when he hit 70?
Talking to 70.
If I broke it from, then I'll give him a hilarious.
Bad.
Hilarious. That's
He
funny.
been talking to 70.
Ooh, Steph.
Y'all
Hilarious.
talking about unconditional love. Of course, there's no.
He can't slang it no more. He gonna be scared to tell you too. He gonna be like, "Oh no."
I'm like, what is happening right now?
He gonna be scared to tell you.
I don't know. This is Kente after dark.
I'm like, who needs a club quarantine when you got Kente after dark?
I'm just saying though, man, because you know when the dude get a certain age, he starts thinking about that kind of stuff. You know.
Mm.
So it used to be
So you
funny
think-
when you was 20.
So
When you would
speaking
hear
from personal
stories
experience,
when you were 20, it
so
was
speaking
funny.
from-
It don't be funny no more when you start hitting 40 something. When you hear other people, yeah, that Blue Chew, right? The Blue Chew.
I was gonna say, you do them gas station stimulation tablets they have Kente?
No, but I've heard them things. Okay, this is what I've heard about them. I think it was here.
It's like gas station Viagra.
I heard that like it low key gives you like a heart murmur or something.
Oh yeah, it probably does. It
Yeah.
probably has what is it called? What is that thing that gets your heart rate going?
Yeah.
It's not caffeine. It's something. It's a derivative of caffeine, and I'm totally drawing a blank right now. If somebody knows in the chat.
KY spray that makes it last like hilarious.
But yeah, a lot of dudes do the gas station Viagra, and I've heard about it speeding up your heart rate, but I heard that it works too.
Ephemedrine.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I want to see Blue Chew in action for research purposes. Hilarious. Yeah, but here's the thing though, it lasts like a long ass time, right? Isn't it like 4 or 5 hours or something?
No, I think once you arrive, I think you're good.
So like, I mean, you don't need 5 hours. What if you only need like 10 of them? 10 of the minutes.
No,
What are you gonna do for the rest of the 3 hours
I
and
don't know
50 minutes?
I don't know what the dosage is. I don't know what the dosage is, but
This for Viagra?
Like Blue
it's
Chew.
like a gas station Viagra. But I think if you add other stuff to it, like if you smoke weed or you drinking alcohol, I think that can affect it in some way.
Yeah.
I mean, look, no judgment here. If anybody's tried the gas station stuff, if you don't mind, it's just saying in the chat room, is it what people say? Hennessy dick is pretty good.
Hennessy, yeah, I agree, Stephanie. The Hennessy dick is pretty good.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'd be kind of scared though. The gas station.
What about
See how it
would
sounds
be
like an
too.
old man. last
I
name.
would be too, but people be tearing up that gas station food though, them pizzas and them little tostanos and all that stuff. So
Mhm. Wait a minute, Ryan.
People trust the gas station.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait a minute, Ryan. Why are we talking about gas station stuff? You the herbologist? How you say it? Herbologist?
CMOS.
CMOS? What, you put CMOS on your junk?
Nasty as hell. That shit nasty.
Do you,
You put it in your smoothie. It brings oxygen to the body, but it does increase your libido, and it's good. It's awesome.
So since you've been on the CMOS, you've been smashing more.
Well, I haven't been smashing more because of quarantine, and I'm no longer in a relationship, so I'm not smashing nobody. So on one of my videos, I call my tool Samuel L. Jackson because he gets mad all the time. Because because honestly, I don't know. It's but you have a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy.
There has to be a way to ingest it without actually tasting it because it's disgusting.
like
let me ask this question, Danny.
Yes.
If you were with a guy and he, you decided that you were going to have relations with him, and he said, "I just need 20 minutes for this pill to kick in," would you be all right with that?
Yeah, I would just I would just do something fun or creative. I'd probably try to twerk for him or something, you know, make him a sandwich, you know, like
Okay, cool.
pass time, you know what I'm saying? No, let's light this incense, you know, and drink this wine, something.
You're asking people. You're asking people above 30. Everyone has to make like some sort of like accommodations when you get past a certain age, because like
right, and I've never bumped into that problem before, so I would consider it like a new challenge. Like, oh, okay, all right.
Hey, what's up, Mosaic?
We're not ready already. We gotta wait. Okay, let's see how this goes.
Because I would assume you would want to make sure it's gonna happen. So you don't want to pop. The worst would be you pop one of them pills, and then it's for some reason nothing kicks off, and then you're like,
That's what I'm talking
that
about.
part, Mike, that part. We can pass the time. We can pass the time with you warming me up. I was trying to give y'all PG. Mike went straight. He just shot from half court.
Oh, he been on that all night.
But CMAS don't work like bam, like a pill do. Really?
You have to drink your spring water, and you have to ingest. You can't just take a few tablespoons. But over time, when you become alkaline, it should clear out impotence and any issues. Any men that are having issues out there, it should clear all that out.
Hey, you know, Ryan, you got me scared on doing it on your level, because when you said you was passing parasites, I about passed out. I gagged for like 10 minutes.
Well, it works. It works. It works.
If I seen some worms in my stool, I'm gonna pass out. I'm just gonna fall out.
He said, "Where can I find this?"
I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna be well for the day, and I might have to get checked in to talk to somebody. Because I am not gonna feel the same about my body.
But you will feel better. You feel better. A lot of things heal up. You know, it's the Dr. Sebi herbs are no joke.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the sea moss is nasty, but you should do like a vegan like tutorial on different supplemental benefits for people that don't know, because I think there's a lot of things out there that that we have access to that people can put in their smoothie that they don't really know the benefits that they would get from it. Like I learned a lot about even just plain aloe. Like aloe is so good for us, and I took advantage of that. Yeah, I bought the little aloe gel and that sort of thing, but natural aloe, I've never really knew all the benefits that it has. So a lot of people just don't know. Some people want to try some stuff, but I think, with you having the platforms that you do, just letting people know, what they could use, because I have no idea. And I'm pescatarian. I mean, I eat fish, but I'm just a veggie head. I'm comfortable with eating my vegetables, but I could incorporate some other things in my diet, I'm sure, that could help benefit me.
There's so much information going out where, on both sides, it's like one side says the Dr. Sebi thing is legit. The other ones say, it's not. Then there's other people that say you should only eat, cutting meat out is bad for you, that you should, you should eat meat or whatever. I mean, it's like so much information going out, and they all make points that you can argue, you can argue with it. So
yeah, a lot of people don't know you can get the same benefits from greens
mm-hmm.
that you can get from meat. Absolutely. But a lot of people are afraid to dip into greens and Swiss chards and your kales, and a lot of people are afraid to eat those foods. There's so many different ways to prepare them. That's why I encourage people to like go on YouTube. When I don't know how to cook something, I YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just put in there, how do I make such and such? Or I have such and such, or just type in what it is, and you'll be surprised at how much you can learn everything on YouTube.
Yeah. You can do brain surgery from YouTube.
Right?
So
yeah, there's a lot of misinformation out there, but you just have to study. And that's the thing, is like we take our biology courses for granted when we're in school and don't realize, like, I just took a biology course and realizing that there's no such thing as a vegetable and that fruits are ovaries, right? Like detachable ovaries. Like there's a lot of things that we just don't know about the things that we're eating. So,
You better
you know,
get
yeah,
your
you
ovaries, son.
yeah.
You better get you some ovaries.
But you know, like for real, like it's just people need to educate themselves, not just listen to someone that advocates for Dr. Sebi or the keto diet or whatever, but like just learn a little bit more about what you're putting in your mouth. And you know, and Dr. Sebi, he ate fish. I talked to his grandson. I talked to his grandson on a daily basis. He used to eat fish and just, you know, and then he'll eat the herbs and stuff like that to balance out the alkalinity. So, you know, it's completely up to you. You just have to eat the way that you feel. If you're feeling good, continue to eat it. If you're not feeling so good, cut it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And Ryan, you will never find the link. I have to add you. It's a hidden group.
You know, Nick Cannon opened a vegan restaurant. Have you heard about that? Out here in LA. And
No, I heard about Slutty Vegan in Atlanta though.
I heard that's good.
I heard
looks
Slutty
good.
Vegan is really good.
so I haven't tried
I mean,
the Nick Cannon place. It's not healthy.
yeah, I haven't tried that.
Mm.
I didn't even know Nick had a vegan restaurant.
Yeah, I just found out.
I didn't know he was vegan. A lot of people are becoming vegan now. I can't do it. I love butter. I'm sorry.
Dr. Sebi's grandson said Nick Cannon, he didn't go onto the he was on a documentary and pulled himself out of the documentary because Nick Cannon was giving everybody McDonald's and shit on set for the Dr. Sebi.
Hilarious.
He's like, you guys want some McDonald's?
Wait, they don't have Dr. Sebi approved foods on their menu at McDonald's?
No, they don't. There's nothing on that list that has. There's nothing on.
On their menu.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Not even they lettuce and tomato.
Yeah.
Wow. Hilarious. Not even a chicken
McDonald's
McNugget.
lettuce and tomato are not up for debate on the health tip.
Yeah, straight up.
They process
Can
food.
y'all remember the last restaurant you guys had a sit down meal in?
It was a sushi restaurant for me.
Denny's.
Denny's, wow.
They had the plant-based burger and it was for free. So
Cheesecake Factory, Michael. I'm trying to remember. What was the last? The last.
I love the Cheesecake Factory.
It might have been Roscoe's. I think that was the last place I had. Was
My
Roscoe's.
son said Roscoe's is good.
Yeah, Roscoe's was the last one. Dan Dan's Kung Pao Chicken, Buffalo Wild Wings. I like Cheesecake Factory, Mosaic.
You know what? Mosaic just said something about Cheesecake Factory sucking. I've heard people say that. I had a good experience with Cheesecake Factory, but I don't put it past them. I think every restaurant has some issues with certain foods, because I've been to restaurants where I'm like, I don't like it, and then other people are like, that's the shit. I love that restaurant.
It's pre-prepared food.
You know, it's just some restaurants are better than others. Like the one that's downtown Chicago is good, but the one that's over in northwest side of Chicago sucks. You know,
I wouldn't say Cheesecake Factory is fine dining, but it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's basic. It's definitely basic. I would say it's kind of an upgrade of Fridays. I mean, that's pretty much all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was hyped up. It was hyped up because Cheesecake Factory has been around for so long, but they were only in limited locations. I think now that Cheesecake Factory is branching out, people are starting to see that it's more of a franchise. It's not it's not like a private. You know what I'm saying?
So Shannon, if me, Danny, and Ryan went to visit you in Key West, what's a restaurant you would take us to? That's pretty dope.
Any of the seafood restaurants, really.
What's like your favorite?
Because I will be trying to eat that when I'm there.
I have a favorite seafood restaurant.
So you just eat anything, huh?
No,
And I would
that's-
figure at Key West, they probably got great a taco truck. A taco truck.
Michael, you are right. I love a good taco truck.
Also,
taco trucks here that I like. I go to a taco restaurant.
yeah, taco trucks out here are big.
Yeah,
Mhm.
We got elegant taco trucks here.
can't wait to come to
Yeah, I was when I was in New York. I had a elegant taco. It wasn't really elegant, but they had all the stuff for fajitas.
Mhm.
So I was able to eat it because they had all the peppers and the onions and all
I
that
like
stuff.
that, yeah.
And it was good.
I like
Yeah.
that. Okay. I know one thing is gonna be expensive though.
What?
What?
In Key West, 1%ers.
Like saying that.
Because you 1%ers.
I'm not.
It wasn't as good as Roscoe's to me.
They got the ballers on the marina though. I'll come down there and be trying to I'll be trying to walk on the marina in a swimsuit.
I live in LA.
heels.
You're in
Same
Grand
line,
Rapids.
yeah,
He's in where are you in Calgary? I would say, yeah, yours is you live in the most expensive, I think, of all of us to live. No, wait, maybe not. I don't know. Stephanie might have you tied because Seattle is pretty up there.
It's pretty up there in regards to what?
Cost of living.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
yeah, Stephanie, if we ranked everybody's cost of living, I think Stephanie's probably in the highest. And then Shannon's probably, y'all must be like neck and neck. I would say y'all probably, because Key West is up there.
Are people renting out bedrooms? And if they are, what is the average price for a bedroom? And that'll tell me if y'all got.
Okay.
Okay, what's the average cost for a bedroom rent out, Stephanie?
Bedroom.
I'm in a corporate apartment. I don't have AC, and it goes for $4,200. Wow.
Damn.
Wow. Because
That's a banging ass mortgage.
I would think you got to be right up there because it's pretty bad in Key West. Here it's I think we're probably, I would say, just looking at the chat room, we were probably third. I don't know, but then again, in Qatar, I don't know what it is like in Qatar.
But they say in most of the bigger cities where they're more expensive, you get paid more, so it kind of balances out.
She says $1K to $1,500 to rent a room.
I get this place for $1,050, and it's a full.
And that's Canadian money.
Yeah, that's Canadian money, so that's like even cheaper. That's $700, $800.
Yeah, that's not bad.
But I negotiate because like places in this area are $1,500, so that would be $1,200 for.
And y'all getting that banging ass stimulus too, Ryan.
Right.
Oh yeah, $2,000 a month.
Y'all getting served up. I was like, shit, let me get my passport so I can move over there.
That part.
Because they getting them nice stimulus checks. You know what I'm saying?
I would say the lowest probably of everybody in here. The lowest is probably dead.
Citizenship.
I would say the lowest is probably dead. What is it, North Carolina or something?
In the Carolinas,
yeah. That was probably, he probably has the lowest one.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I don't know. Mike is in Dubai. What's the cost of living there?
Yeah, see.
Yeah, I'm ready to move.
Now he's in Qatar. So
Yeah.
Qatar is I would think Qatar must be up there though. It's probably up there with you guys, right?
Yeah.
Especially as a
90 days, but oh.
in
90 days you'll be off of Pearl. I don't know what
I would say Atlanta's not bad in comparison. It's getting up there though. I think it's steadily rising. Atlanta is rising though.
Is where you live.
Right.
That part.
Right. And I think Dante lives in a rural area, if I remember him saying. So his might not be that bad where he lives. Because he doesn't live in Atlanta, right? He lives like in the woods or something, right? Yeah.
Atlanta is woods.
Yeah. Lives in the stick.
There's so many trees in Atlanta, it's ridiculous.
Says the more they build, the higher rent. Yeah, I hear that it's getting out of control. Like I heard the mayor said keep your property because it's gonna be worth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Janet says she's in South Carolina, so yeah, of course things are real cheap there. So she might. That's cheaper than North Carolina. So you ain't even seeing trees till you move here. I believe it. So, but Seattle is so freaking expensive though. Like, I think like San Francisco is number one, I believe, and then Seattle's probably right underneath it or something like that. But
Right, Steph.
yeah, it's expensive as hell. Like, do you live in actual Seattle?
Danny, we need to plan a girls' trip to.
I live in Seattle now. I
know,
I
I
live
need
in
to
Columbus,
get away
Ohio. It's being gentrified by the day. So yes, we do. It's complicated. So, I didn't know Dante moved in with Steph.
What?
Yeah, that's what he said. They both lived there.
No, they don't.
We're a couple now. Congratulations, Dante. Congratulations. I live in Redmond, Microsoft Country. I'm in a corporate housing right now. So Stephanie's just ignoring the Dante part. But I'm moving downtown Bellevue. Okay. So you guys would go to that wedding, wouldn't you? Y'all would go to the Dante Stephanie wedding.
Come again now?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you would fly in, huh?
I'd fly in. I'd be like, I object.
She said I'd fly out. She said she'd fly out.
Stephanie is the reason why we love
Man,
you so much.
I'd go to that wedding. I would. Oh man, that would just think of all the jokes you would get, Danny, at that wedding.
We should call Tyler Perry to like film the movie about it too.
Oh
That
man,
would be a movie.
I would be there. I'd be there for that one. Whatever's going on, I'd be there for that.
Brian, I sent you the invite.
Thank you,
You're welcome.
So,
Danny. I sent you a message to you.
Yeah, I just saw that.
okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, have you lived in Calgary your whole life? We're getting married this summer.
Yeah, I lived in Calgary when there was no black people here.
Okay,
And
No, we're not.
just
This is gonna be a shotgun wedding, Dante.
Yeehaw!
So who's your best man gonna be? Is it gonna be Mike? Are you gonna be the best man for Dante? Oh, he says, "Yep." I'm gonna go see Ryan. It's a 12-hour drive. Yeah. He said, "Hell no."
Steph would like it in Calgary, though. She would like it here. It's beautiful. But there's nobody here.
It's a setup.
Everybody's moved. You know, like our economy just got, Luke can tell you, just got beat over the head. And then COVID happened.
Oh yeah, because it's a lot of filming is there in Calgary.
Used to be.
Oh, well, I mean, pre-COVID.
Let somebody else jump in the chat.
Well, not pre-COVID, like pre our government. I think our provincial government, they stopped the funding for a lot of the filming projects. So
Stephanie, how you doing, Stephanie?
Hey guys, how are you?
Fine.
Microsoft.
This summer, that is beautiful, Stephanie.
Don't.
Don't do that.
I thought Vancouver was Hollywood North.
Well,
Vancouver is.
Vancouver is like 150 miles from here.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
So from Seattle. Yeah, I don't know. I think they do film a lot of movies in Vancouver for real. I heard.
A lot of TV shows too.
They used to do Alberta because we do all the Western films here, but
The
we
Revenant.
don't have any funding. They get the funding because we're conservative. They're Vancouver's liberal.
Oh, that's right.
The Revenant and Hell on Wheels
Revenant,
was shot
I
there
saw my
in
mama
Calgary.
watch that.
Yeah.
That movie had me stressed out.
Yeah, that movie is like one of those. It's a good movie, but I only need to watch it once.
It's too long.
Do y'all still have an Olive Garden? I hate Olive Garden.
I don't mind Olive Garden to take
Yeah.
kids there. I take my son there.
Oh, you
And
like
my
it?
niece.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
it's-
Olive Garden.
The salad is
alright.
cool.
mean,
I like the
it's
salad.
Cool. Like if you go there after church, it's like okay, cool. But I'm not big on Italian food, so I don't really give a damn if it ain't gotta be fine dining. Like I don't give a shit. Like it's pasta. Like no.
Mm. I love Italian food.
The Olive Garden reminds me of the Cheesecake Factory and Applebee's and a lot of those.
Applebee's is like the redheaded stepchild of chain restaurants. Like it's terrible.
Agreed.
Yeah, they're all horrible because they got plastic cups and all of the. I don't know. I don't like chain restaurants.
Mosaic don't like nothing.
What about Cracker Barrel?
We don't have that here. I don't think.
Cracker Barrel got a great breakfast buffet.
They do have a great breakfast. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Cracker
The
Barrel.
breakfast is popping at Cracker Barrel.
I had it for the first time.
I don't think people
Last year.
Mosaic. I don't think people go to Cracker Barrel to meet up with young folks. I think you go there to eat breakfast. That's what I think it's for.
Because they also have the little gift shop, right, attached to it.
Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they had
We
the
stop
old
on
school
Cracker Barrel.
candy and all of that.
Mm-hmm. That's good
My
road trip food.
Don't go to Cracker Barrel. They racist.
The people that don't eat at Cracker Barrel is the same folks eating at Waffle House. Okay,
I had Waffle
they
House.
racist.
Hey, what's up, Deshae?
They racist too.
Yeah, I had Waffle House for the first time at the end of last year.
I don't eat at none of them. I won't have none of them. How about that?
They don't have it in Florida? In your part of Florida?
Remember where I live?
I don't know what they got.
Is Key West on an island?
Yeah.
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 Shannon's skin is so smooth because of the humidity out there.
Oh no, honey. My skin is smooth, compliments of Gloria and Vernon. And water. Yeah. Okay. Because I'm from Nebraska and my skin has always looked like this.
Mm.
Well,
She set you straight.
yeah,
Look, it ain't got nothing to do with Florida.
Does wonders for your skin. Drink water.
Start letting shit go, dropping some stress, telling people, fuck you too.
Uh-oh.
Just
Uh-oh.
I'm telling you. Just saying.
Well, I don't know why y'all keep on coming up with this fake ass wedding to Dante.
Oh.
That ain't never gonna happen.
not if he became a billionaire because he's on his way.
No.
She wouldn't date him for the money.
No.
I don't know, man.
Here's
I
the
mean,
thing. I like comfortability when it comes to finances, but at the same time, I'm not gonna date you solely because of your finances. It's two different things.
That's her.
I'm dating you for the love.
Dated me for the-
You funny.
have you ever felt like you were in love, Stephanie?
I felt like it, but in hindsight, I wasn't.
Is it because like things changed later, or is it because you just look back and you don't think
that you kind of, as you get older, you kind of see things for what they really were, because you become more mature, you understand, the relationship dynamics a little bit better, and you understand the why certain things happen certain ways or whatever. And when you're in it, especially when you're younger, it feels like love, and I feel like you have to respect that feeling, like, because if it feels like it to you, you have to respect those feelings. But in hindsight, you could say, well, I don't know if it was really love, or maybe it was just infatuation, or maybe I was just afraid of being single. It could be all, or it could be love. I don't know. In my situation, I think there are people that I longed for, but I don't know if there are people that I was just truly in love with.
Your son is how old is your son?
9.
9. So, and you know, and soon, you know, in so many years, he's gonna start, you know, dating or whatever, possibly in high school or whatnot. So, you think I mean, it's still early now, but can you even envision what that world's gonna be like? And you're about to go through that too, Ryan.
Because Kendall's kind of managed, and I would say he's an attractive little boy. very cute. He has dimples, long eyelashes, and he gets along well with the opposite sex because he's been socialized very well with my niece, and so he relates well to girls. He's not a girls type of like,
right,
to a certain extent. All boys are, but he's like, and yeah, he likes his women thick. That's a joke, but I think he will. He's shy though. He is shy. I think the girls will like him, but I think it'll take a little while to warm up to them. But once he does, I fear for my life because he's gonna be tall. You know, he has an athletic build, like broad shoulders, like.
Where do you get the like cotton candy, where's like ice cream from?
Baskin Robbins.
So, and your son is how old?
He's 11.
Okay.
11. So,
okay, Kendall.
Yeah.
So that means you're about to a couple of years and you're gonna be right there too. So, you know.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yesterday we were getting ready to leave because we went out to the water and we went to Shake Shack and got some burgers and we were gonna try to get some ice cream. That was a bust. But when we left, we were walking down the hallway to get to the elevator and I noticed that he had this bulge in his pants. I was like, what is that, Kendall? And I'm looking and I thought maybe his t-shirt was like stuffed into the front of his jogging pants and it was kind of like crumpled together. But he had like a pair of underwear stuffed in there. And I said, I was like, Kendall, why do you have this in here? And he was like, I don't want to talk about it. And I was like, what? And then he was like, you're gonna be upset and I don't want to talk about it.
Girl, you got me talking on water around here.
This literally happened yesterday. I called my mom because I didn't know what to do. And then I was like, Kendall, what? So I was like, we're in the hallway and I don't want people to think I'm grabbing at this child's crotch. So I was like, pushed him in back into the apartment and I was like, what is going on? And he took it and he put it in the laundry room. And then when we got in the car, I was like, well, let's talk about it in a little while. So I'm thinking he thought he was gonna walk around with that bulge all day, like, and I still don't know why he did it.
Oh my god!
I'm so confused because I'm not used to male energy.
And I'm going.
Oh my god!
So I was like, well, I'm gonna let things die down, and then I'll see if I can talk to him when he's not like on edge about it,
right?
To see if I can get like what was his reasoning for doing that because I don't understand.
Hilarious.
It was huge, you guys. It was so noticeable. I just glanced and I was like, what is that?
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
This literally happened yesterday.
Oh man.
You got us on Facebook Live still, Kente?
No, this is not on Facebook.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need you to start giving disclaimers, please.
yeah, you can't be putting people's business out there like that.
Oh Lord.